Welcome to Erie News Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Eva Mastromattio.
And I'm Mike Ruzzi. Thanks for choosing Erie News Now at 6. The Booker T. Washington Center continues taking strides to close gaps in coronavirus vaccines among people of color. But while progress is being made, there's still organizers saying there's a lot of work left to be done. Yeah, our Brianna Andrews is joining us live outside of the Booker T. Washington Center with more from Executive Director Chantel Hilliard. And Brianna, how is the center trying to push more people to get vaccinated?
Yeah, Eva, the biggest push is through community advocacy. The Booker T. Washington Center wants to make sure that residents are educated and they have the information right here to know that they have options to get this vaccine. Coronavirus vaccines now accessible across the nation, reaching President Biden's goal of 100 million vaccinated ahead of schedule.
We did it in about 60 days. We're not stopping now.
While more Americans receive vaccinations, there's still a major gap among people of color. According to the CDC, as of March 15, 2021, only 8% of black people have received vaccinations nationwide. In Erie, the Booker T. Washington Center is tackling this issue firsthand.
Our job is to dispel by contacting and giving them the information that is provided through our healthcare systems and then some of the black doctors that we work with.
Distrust in the vaccine plays a role. Hilliard says America's medical history with African Americans may have something to do with it, like the 1932 Public Health Service syphilis study at Tuskegee, where 600 black men were tested on to see the effect of untreated syphilis on the population. Even though that was a quite long time ago, people still have that nervousness in regards to a situation where those who have been hopeless. While the past can't be erased, the Booker T. Washington Center is trying to make a difference now through advocacy and education, one shot at a time. And the Booker T. Washington Center is teaming up with other local organizations to get the city vaccinated. They will be hosting a mass vaccination clinic this Friday from 9 to 2 p.m. at the JFK Center. Reporting live from the Booker T. Washington Center, Brianna Andrews, Erie News Now.
All right, thanks, Brianna and company. More than 58,000 people in our region have been fully vaccinated against the coronavirus. That's a jump of nearly 3,000 people in the last day. Crawford County has fully vaccinated more than 15,000 people to date, and Erie County is closing in on 40,000 full vaccinations. As of today, nearly 1.5 million Pennsylvanians have been vaccinated. To date, roughly 11% of Pennsylvania has been fully vaccinated as of today. And for all of the latest COVID-19 facts and figures, check out our website, erienewsnow.com.
Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf says the state's initiative to vaccinate teachers has reached another major milestone. More than 102,000 educators have been vaccinated. All of them, the vaccinations that is, have happened in less than 3 weeks. And this special initiative is giving out single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccines through intermediate units. The state says it's working through the retail pharmacy partnership to make sure early childhood education workers have access to the vaccine as well.
Erie's Veterans Affairs Medical Center has expanded vaccine eligibility to veterans of any age. The VA says eligible veterans include anyone enrolled and receiving care at the Erie VA Medical Center or outpatient clinics in Ashtabula, Crawford, McCain, Venango, or Warren counties. Veterans will be offered a vaccine appropriate and available at the time of appointment. Veterans receiving the Moderna vaccine will be scheduled for both the first and second vaccines when scheduling the appointment. Now, to schedule an appointment, call 814-866-8661 and then press 2. So, Eva, it looks like it's all clear out. No, maybe not. Look at John Staley. I thought he was in the clear.
He brought the
He's
gas
not.
can out.
There's a snowblower. No, I shouldn't say a snowblower. It was a leaf blower at 5 o'clock. And yeah, he's got some company behind him too tonight.
Yeah, he brought the gas can out, so we may have a few minutes here. So let's get right to the pictures here. Things you can see him right. Oh, poor thing, you can see him right there. Yeah, that's going to fire up soon. So let's get right to Doppler Max, shall we? And you'll see things are going to look pretty good for us across the area. Got some clearing skies across parts of the region. I can see some blue out here. A lot of folks riding their motorcycles this evening, so hopefully be safe out there and watch out for them as well. All right, Ida, look at Chiropractic Skyview Cam. We're looking good for the most part. Oh, he's raking now. He's quiet. All right, down State Street, we're looking good. Temperatures into the upper 60s last hour, and that's where we stay right now. Those winds coming down a little bit, south-southeasterly at 9. And as we move along, temperatures into the 60s. Inland areas actually up a little bit since last hour, really. So that, of course, good news. Very comfortable out there. Temperatures into the middle 30s into the water. And if you're making plans tonight, temperatures go from the upper 50s to the middle 50s to the lower 50s. So really a gorgeous night for us across much of the area. A little bit cooler inland, but still good. But we could see some rain moving on in by tomorrow morning. And we'll talk more about that coming up from inside in just a few moments.
All right, well, we are learning more tonight about a deadly attack in Colorado that killed 10 people when a lone gunman opened fire inside a grocery store on Monday.
Police have now identified the suspect and the victims in the attack, including one of their own. Here's the very latest. There is an uneasy silence in this stunned community just 24 hours after the deadly chaos here.
Multiple people down. So far, one officer down.
10 people gunned down in this Boulder supermarket.
They had family and friends, loves and passions and dreams of tomorrows that will no longer come for them. We feel these losses in our bones.
Those lost range in age from 20 to 65 years old and include Eric Talley, a 51-year-old father of 7 and a veteran Boulder police officer, the first on the scene. He rushed toward the gunfire.
He cared about this community. He cared about Boulder Police Department. He cared about his family. And he was willing to die to protect others.
Investigators say this man, 21-year-old Amon Alyssa, carried out the killing spree. They're not sure why, but they do believe he acted alone. He faces 10 counts of first-degree murder.
Nothing can fill the void for the families and their loved ones, but I could promise you that we will hold him accountable.
For survivors, the shock and disbelief now giving way to the painful reality of the attack.
It's definitely been rough. I mean, waking up this morning, processing everything, it's definitely been hard. It's harder than it was yesterday, just thinking about the friends that I lost.
Meanwhile, a longtime local law enforcement expert is weighing in on what happened, and he has a message for the public tonight. Dr. Jerry Clark, a retired FBI special agent and current associate criminal justice professor at Gannon University, talked with me earlier. He says, let law enforcement make a determination of any risk. With paranoia as a possible issue the Colorado shooter was dealing with, Clark says, tell the authorities if you think something isn't right.
If you're reading or seeing something online that doesn't look right, or your coworkers making statements that just sound like they could be a risk or a challenge, get that information out so that somebody of a professional nature can make that determination.
And he says during this pandemic, behavioral and mental health have become very challenging for law enforcement.
Meantime, more and more people are experiencing stress and anxiety, leading the demand for counselors and therapists to an all-time high. This afternoon, I sat down with Mark Morrow, a licensed professional counselor. Along with his wife, Jeannie, they have owned and operated Brighter Tomorrows Counseling for the last 8 years. He's been a counselor for over 35 years and has never seen more patients than he has over the last 12 months. He says his business has increased by 35%, and he averages seeing 40 people during the work week.
fear is up, anxiety is up, depression's up, people have lost their jobs, they're experiencing financial hardship. Women's drinking has gone up 41% just for women. Abuse, marriages are on the rocks.
And during the pandemic, Morrow did not close his doors and saw all of his patients in person.
Well, in the past week, our nation has seen 2 deadly shootings.
Yeah, in the midst of an already challenging year, how do we recover and move forward from this as a nation? And our Elspeth Meisner spoke to faith leaders and Erie residents to find out how we overcome another loss. Elspeth, what is the answer tonight?
Mike Neva, it's hard to make sense of all this midst in the tragedy, but faith leaders said we should first think of those lives that were lost in the shooting and their families. Erie residents say this shooting is shocking, but it's not surprising.
People in Erie might be going on with their day, but they're still grappling with the news of another mass shooting.
I was not shocked, but surprised.
Well, number one, horror. I mean, it just keeps happening, and it doesn't look like there's any end in sight. I can't imagine how people can do something like this.
In a year already marked by the pandemic and a shooting in Atlanta last week, Pastor Tiernan of Grace Church believes these tragedies are starting to weigh people down.
We're worn down by just going through all the things that we've gone through. And there's people in our community who are specifically tired of injustice or inequality.
Residents say while this is tragic, their biggest concern is that it could happen anywhere.
Never know where it's going to happen.
Just this morning, leaving the house, I thought, where am I going and what could happen? But I trust Erie.
And now they're questioning how we move forward as a country from this.
I personally think we're at a point that prayer is the only answer.
Tiernan says we should focus on love over hate in these times of tragedy and loss.
Challenge us to not respond with hate when we see hate, but to respond with love and compassion, even though there's part of us that just knows this is wrong, that we're still called to love, and that's what overcomes the evil that we see in our world.
Erie residents also echoed Pastor Tiernan's thoughts and shared that people should just listen to one another, not approach everything with hate, and like you said, instead with love. In the studio, Elspeth Meisner, Erie News Now.
All right, thanks, Elspeth. And still to come this evening, Edinboro University says it's planning to celebrate seniors in person. We'll have more on those plans after John's full forecast.
Closed captioning of Erie News Now brought to you by R.W. Petruso Hearing and Audiology.
Take over $5,000 off the top on an all-wheel drive 2020 Hyundai Santa Fe SE. Imagine going from that to this. Bring your trade to our spring upgrade sales event this week at Dave Hallman Hyundai. Take your pick and get over $3,500 off the top on a 2021 Hyundai Kona SE all-wheel drive or a 2021 Hyundai Tucson SE all-wheel drive. All backed by Hyundai Assurance and America's best warranty. This week at Dave Hallman Hyundai.
Tune into Erie Sports Now every Thursday for your NCAA Tournament Report. All the updates on the winners and the losers. Brought to you by Mahindra Tractors, the #1 selling tractor in the world at Off-Road Express.
2021 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. 0 down, sign and drive. Only $395 a month. 0 down leases and huge savings on all remaining 2020s. It's Hallman Spring Sell-Off. This week at Hallman Chevrolet. 2021 Equinox LS all-wheel drive. Lease for $268 a month. 0 down, sign and drive. Get huge savings on all remaining 2020s. And 0 down leases. This week at Hallman Chevrolet.
Aside from covering the local stories of the day, join Erie News Now weekdays at noon for the Health Watch Report. The Health Watch Report is brought to you in part by Auto Express Mazda.
The vaccine is here.
Some of you are relieved.
Some of you skeptical.
So what now?
We know you have questions.
So if I get the vaccine, do I still have to wear a mask?
What about visiting your grandparents, parents, even kids?
We're working to get answers from doctors, the city, and the state.
Erie News Now. It's team vaccine coverage you can count on. From Erie News Now, this is First Warning Weather with John Stalin.
A little bit of sunshine, some clouds for today. Things looking very good for us across the area. Now, there is a slight chance of a shower popping on up, but I don't expect that till tomorrow morning. So, all in all, enjoy your evening, my friends. First warning weather futurecast in a second, but you can see the wide scan of Doppler Max. We're looking good across the area. The green, just some big clouds, nothing hitting the ground, really. First warning weather futurecast, you can see here temperatures looking good, and just those little rain showers as we head into the early part of tomorrow. Other than that, throughout the day, we're looking good. So don't worry too much about those rain showers. They won't last too long. They won't amount to much. So all in all, that, of course, makes it good. All clear for tonight. Still going to be a little windy out there. That's good news if you want a little cross breeze in the house. Mostly cloudy skies, that stray shower by tomorrow morning. And with the dryness we've had, we do have fire concerns, of course, in Pennsylvania. I got some stats together for you. 2018, less than 700 brush fires reported, or wildfires as they called it. 2019, less. But look at 2020, almost triple of 2019 out there, and that's the most since 1989. 3,000 acres in the state caught fire, and that's not, of course, good. Remember, clear those leaves, remove dead vegetation, especially from the winter, and of course, water and maintain your lawn. Keep it short, keep it green, and less chances of some fire out there. Oliver's rooftop cam. Look at the birds. They found something out there, and they're circling good right now out there as we take a close look at Dobbins Landing. Got a motorboat moving on by. Very nice night, very nice evening to enjoy down at Dobbins Landing. All right, 61 degrees into Cambridge Springs. We're 67 to Ashtabula, 62 out into Jamestown, 60 into Girard. And those winds still coming from the south. That's the way they're going to stay throughout tonight, throughout tomorrow, where we're going to still see temperatures challenging 70 degrees again. So that, of course, will be welcome news for a lot of folks as you enjoy those warmer temperatures. As we head on into tonight, fairly dry night. I do expect those rain showers probably first thing in the morning, so most of the night should stay dry. A couple of showers as you head out the door, temperatures into the 50s as you head out and about throughout Erie County, out into Crawford County, New Richmond 52, 54 into Conneaut, Springboro at 55. And as we head on out to Warren County, temperatures lower 50s for you out there with a couple of showers out in Columbus, Sugar Grove, and into Sheffield. All right, 7 days, still holding at 60 inches for the season. We're going to push 70 again for tomorrow. We'll push 70 for Thursday, but maybe a little bit cooler as we head to the afternoon. Things will change a little bit, and those temperatures coming on down. Mid-50s for you on Friday, low 50s for your overnight low. Look at Saturday. I've upped the temperature to near 50 degrees, so a really nice Saturday for you. And Palm Sunday is Sunday, obviously. And got a few showers for you to watch out for. And as we head on into Monday and Tuesday, a mixture of sun and clouds, mostly sunny skies for your Tuesday. All in all, things are looking good. Remember, you can track your weather 24 hours a day with the Erie News Now app, and you can get Doppler Max right at your fingertips, up to the minute forecast for you as well.
The leader of the board overseeing Cathedral Prep, Villa Maria Academy, and Mother Teresa Academy is stepping down. Chris Haggerty has resigned as president, and in a statement issued to Erie News Now, Haggerty says he's stepping down, and school board chair David Slomsky will be interim president. He'll be interim president during a search for a new president. Haggerty's announcement comes just weeks before scheduled groundbreaking for the expansion project in downtown Erie, and Haggerty says he's stepping down to spend more time with his family. But that big expansion project is for the combined school, prep and villa. Students from both schools will be under one roof starting in the fall of 2022.
And Edinboro University has announced plans to have a small in-person recognition ceremony for graduates. The school says a student survey showed that graduates wanted to have an in-person recognition ceremony. Edinboro will still have a virtual commencement ceremony, but graduates will be recognized in person at the new ceremony. The school says details on the in-person recognition ceremony will be released at a later date.
Well, the head of the U.S. Postal Service just delivered a plan to help the agency become more efficient in the future. What does that mean? We'll explain when more of Erie News Now at 6 continues on this Tuesday night.
The auto show is canceled. New car season isn't. Take the road less traveled in the all-new Bronco Sport. Available with up to 7 GOAT modes. Or test drive the new, smarter, and harder-working F-150 with best-in-class available towing and payload. Plus, right now, get into a new Ford EcoSport for as low as $16,878. That's right, a new EcoSport for under $17,000. It's Auto Month at your local Ford dealer.
It's a fact. We use our internet and TV more than ever, with most of us spending nearly 7 hours a day online. So it's no wonder thousands of families are switching to Spectrum, because most families have up to 8 connected devices, which means they need even more speed. Switch to Spectrum Internet and get the fastest starting speeds for the price. 100 megabits for just $44.99 a month, with a free modem and free security suite included. Call 833-621-4499. When it comes to TV, we're watching more than ever. In fact, 80% of us watch TV every day. Spectrum TV lets you catch all your favorite sports, news, and more live. Plus, download the free Spectrum TV app and watch on your devices. Switch to Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-621-4499. The fact is, Spectrum has the best services at the best price. Switch to Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. We'll even buy out your current contract. Call 833-621-4499.
Hi, Scott Doolittle here at Champion Ford, where I want to personally invite you to our first annual Champion Erie Auto Show. For the entire month of March, both locations have lowered prices to bring you savings like never before. Come see the newly redesigned Ford F-150 or the entirely new Ford Bronco Sport. And if that's not enough, how about the innovative new Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 performance equal to that of the Shelby GT500 at both Champion Ford locations.
News and weather whenever. Erie News Now Plus. From Erie News Now, this is coverage you can count on with Mike Ruzzi and Eva Mastromattio.
After several weeks, a jury has been seated for the trial of a former Minneapolis police officer charged with George Floyd's death. The final juror was chosen today, which is more than 2 weeks after jury selection started. Opening statements in the case are now set for Monday. Attorneys and the judge worked through more than 100 people, dismissing most because they acknowledged strong views about that incident that was captured on bystander video and shook the nation. Derek Chauvin charged with murder and manslaughter in the May 25th death of George Floyd. Street protests in Minneapolis spread across the nation, including right in downtown Erie.
The U.S. Postmaster General says his latest plan will stabilize the cash-strapped Postal Service. The agency's Delivering for America proposal is a 10-year plan to keep mail moving, expand efficiency, increase revenue, and take away the debt. The plan is broken down into several parts, including one targeting air transportation. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy says airmail is unreliable, citing both weather and equipment issues. He'd like to send more mail in trucks. Postage price hikes are also a possibility, as are some service changes.
Our plan delivers a modernized postal service capable of providing world-class service reliability at affordable prices, and erases our $160 billion loss over the next 10 years.
Now, DeJoy also called on Congress and the White House to allow the Postal Service to integrate its retiree health care program with Medicare. High school students will soon return to the Diamond at UPMC Park. We'll tell you just how soon, next on Erie News Now.
Everything in our garage is inspired by our racing spirit. Race in for a great deal on the Honda Civic Sedan. Only at the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event.
Poker Stars, the world's #1 poker site, is waiting for you to play, Pennsylvania. We've got poker, blackjack, roulette, and hundreds of slot games. Play against thousands of other players in real money cash games with buy-ins at all levels, all safe and legal. Sign up now and we'll chip in $30 free play, or we'll give you a deposit bonus of up to $600. Download the PokerStars app now or head to PokerStars.com. It's time to go all in, Pennsylvania.
Meals on Wheels Erie is celebrating 50 years of proudly serving our seniors and homebound throughout the Erie region. Volunteers are needed now to carry on the tradition of dedication. To learn more about volunteering with Meals on Wheels, call 814-452-6930.
How do I use better than bouillon? I just add a spoonful to my marinades.
To stir fries?
Sauces?
Just whisk it in.
Brush it on?
Sauté. It adds a cooked all day taste.
That doesn't take all day.
Better than bouillon. Don't just make it better.
Mom's gonna kill us.
Gorilla Super Glues. Of course.
Gorilla has a fix for every project. Original brush and nozzle and ultra controlled gel for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Community Nursing Services of Northeast and Erie News Now would like to recognize the dedicated nurses in our area. Each month, we'll award a dedicated nurse a $100 gift card. To nominate a caring nurse in your life, go to erienewsnow.com/nurse.
Mill Creek Township is hoping to redevelop its 8th Street corridor with state funding. Supervisors are submitting a plan for a $6.5 million state grant. The township wants to redevelop West 8th Street between Peninsula Drive and Pittsburgh Avenue. Mill Creek says the project would include relocating power lines, installing sidewalks, and other decorative features. The goal of the project is to create a Main Street look in the Presque Isle Gateway District. The project is one of 2 projects Mill Creek wants to take on, with the other improving access to Presque Isle State Park for walkers and bikers.
We're learning Tops Friendly Markets has donated more than $3 million worth of meals to local food banks. The grocery stores in Pennsylvania, New York, and Vermont participate in what's called Food for Families and also Check Out Hunger campaigns. A portion of the donations will be given to the Second Harvest Food Bank of Northwest Pennsylvania. Last year, the project donated nearly $27,000 to Second Harvest. Tops contributions have helped provide more than 116,000 meals to people in need across Northwest PA during this pandemic.
UPMC Park will host an expanded slate of high school baseball games this summer. The Seawolves announcing today that the park will host baseball teams from around the region. Games will take place starting April 6th over the course of 20 different dates. We have a list of all the games on our website. Fans will be permitted to attend the games, but will have to comply with public health guidelines. Fans must wear a mask over their mouth and nose at all times in the park. The high school baseball series will lead up to the Seawolves home opener, scheduled for May 11th. We'll be right back.
Did you know that gold is trading at an all-time high at almost $1,750 per ounce? Now's the time to cash in that gold jewelry or diamond ring that you no longer wear. How about the collection of old coins and paper money that no one's looked at in years? Maybe you have a Rolex or other wrist or pocket watches that you forgot you even had. Get top dollar for all the items that you no longer use. It doesn't matter how big or small. They can even be broken. Erie Gold Exchange will give you cash on the spot. Erie Gold Exchange, your trusted local buyer for over 30 years.
Are you passionate about beauty? Turn your passion into your profession by training for a career in cosmetology at Tony & Guy Hairdressing Academy. Become a highly skilled hairdresser by working with real clients in our modern student salon. You'll get trained by instructors with years of experience using professional level tools you get to keep after graduating. Are you ready to begin Tony & Guy's world-renowned education? Visit us online at erie.tonyguy.edu. Tony & Guy, offering a higher education in hairdressing.
This is Erie. These are the views high atop the city. Angelo's roofing team preps for action, action, action. Making sure the tools of the trade are ready for the day. Angelo's Roofing. Hard work, dedication, and a reputation unsurpassed. This is Angelo's Roofing.
Angelo's Roofing. We've got you covered. 490-8483.
Still looking for the simple life? Because those days are gone, Clark.
I really wish I could get drunk sometimes. You're saying you're super bad?
Every life has problems, even the extraordinary ones.
Superman and Lois, new series, this Tuesday at 9/8 Central, only on the CW.
get up and grab your cup with Mark Soliday and Brissa Bradfield. Only on Erie News Now Sunrise.
And that's our report for this evening.
Thanks for joining us this Tuesday night, and we hope you stay around for Erie's only 7 p.m. newscast. That's coming up on WICU 12.
Until then, have a great night.
Tonight, the investigation into the Colorado massacre.